Anybody in the travel industry have heard of Sabre and a company called Sabre Holdings. They offer technology and content that touches a lot of travel, tourism suppliers, packagers, resellers, and zions of consumers directly and indirectly. Thus, Leilani Latimer, who's the director of sustainability initiatives at Sabre Holdings, develops and directs the company's strategy and initiatives in collaboration with business leaders across their companies, which include Sabre Travel Network, the airline reservation system, Sabre Airline Solutions, Sabre Hospitality Solutions, and Travelocity, of course, and is active on boards of numerous travel industry groups, including the Global Sustainable Tourism Council, who sets up the criteria for sustainable tourism. In a prior role, Leilani led worldwide marketing planning for Sabre Travel Network and positions in customer and product marketing and sales, both in North America as well as in Europe, which she also holds citizenship, where she began her career with Sabre. She's an expert at developing and implementing cross-enterprise corporate strategies and working across multiple competencies, global accountability to forge business transformation. And her extensive European work experience adds to her perspective, of course. What were you most pleased about this past 12, 24 months?
Well, first of all, let me say it was our distinct pleasure to be one of the finalists in the Tourism for Tomorrow Awards last night. And we worked very hard, we've been working very hard to not only improve our own sustainability as a corporation, but really because we touch so many people in the travel industry, to make sure that as a leader, being a leader means also having responsibility, making sure that we're promoting sustainable travel through all of our channels and through all of our constituents.
That's wonderful. Were there any disappointments?
No, I think there are always ongoing challenges. I'm a person who likes to do things quickly, so I think we would all like to snap our fingers and do things quickly. But in general, I would say, no, the work is going well, and I really see a lot of progress in the travel industry with regards to responsible and sustainable travel.
What do you have lined up for the next 12 months, 24 months under development?
Well, we've got a lot going on. So we continue to stay very, very focused on standards, and we believe that standards for the industry are key. It is not, we work with our competitors, we work with our partners, with our customers, and directly with our travelers to make sure that we're reinforcing industry standards. We think this strengthens the industry, so we will continue to work very, very closely, again, with these partners and across the industry on standards. We're also further developing our Green Hotel program. It's been very successful. We have 3,000 hotels participating as it stands. We're getting great proof in the fact that if you give a traveler a sustainable choice, he or she, at price parity, will choose it.
Is that what you're seeing from the metrics?
Absolutely, absolutely. We actually see that, and that's one of the things we've done with our Green Hotel program, is we've driven the eco-friendly choice into the mainstream. It's not a niche, it's not a separate site you go to. On Travelocity, as you're shopping hotels, you can sort by green hotels, but also if you're not planning on it and just comparing two hotels in New York, the Green Hotel will show up with an eco-friendly leaf. Those hotels are consistently getting better customer reviews than their non-green counterparts.
That's wonderful. In terms of communicating with consumers, is social media part of the play coming up?
Social media, I think, is absolutely going to be part of, travel in general. So let's say consumers are now making what we call social choices. And by social, I mean not just socially responsible choices, they're reaching out to their social networks before they make their purchases. And travel is not going to be an exception there. Travel is going to be something that people talk to their friends, they talk to their family about to make their choices. So as we see two trends, we see more sustainable travel growing, we see more social travel growing. I think those two are merging at a really excellent pace.
You recently sponsored Green Team Research Study Project with an MBA program on sustainable enterprise within Dominican University. Understand the findings as to the effectiveness of usefulness of employee green teams reveal that they are forming, adapting, and progressing on various fronts. The report further said that the majority of the green teams investigated through interviews with 14 companies are not deeply involved in product and service innovation that could improve the sustainable performance of their firms and reduce costs. However, innovations out of green teams are gaining momentum. These companies are leaders in their fields and are learning about the value proposition of organizing and optimizing the energy and social capital of the green teams. Um, is this something that is moving towards triple bottom line, these green teams, or just one component of many?
Well, let's say this. Employee engagement is absolutely a core part of any corporation's bottom line, triple bottom line, integrated bottom line, whatever you want to call it. You have to have, in able to recruit and retain the best talent, you absolutely have to have engagement programs for your employees. And what we're finding is both community and environmental engagement programs rank very high in what employees are looking for at the companies they go to work for today. So it absolutely helps in employee engagement. When we did the research, what we wanted to do is we wanted to look at companies that had leading companies with green teams. So companies like Yahoo, companies like Genentech, so not outside of the travel sector, but companies that we knew in sustainability were leading with their green teams. And we wanted to get a better understanding of how they were using their employees to push beyond just this internal operational improvements and get into real innovation, so innovation in their product space. And that helped us understand, it's not surprising, but that if you structure a green team for innovation, you're more likely to get innovation as a result. So it's really the way it's structured. So in essence, it taught us that it's great to have grassroots organic teams building up, but then they also need the type of structure and governance that will allow them in the end to push towards innovation.
Do you have green teams in Sabre Holdings?
We do.
Group?
We have 16 global green teams right now. I call them the eco teams, and 16 of which 4 are in the United States, and all of the rest are actually in our global offices, which would include Bangalore, includes Krakow, Montevideo, Buenos Aires, London. So we have quite a few, and we find that that's really a great avenue for our employees, not just to become more engaged with the company, to feel good about the fact that we're a responsible company, that we're focused on sustainability, but it also gives them opportunities for leadership. So to try out leadership skills, leading a team that's not necessarily their direct job, focusing on things that matter to them. Again, it could be community, it could be an environment. So it's really been, it's growing. We got 4 new teams this year, so it's
Since
growing.
you're top down, it's the initiative, the Green Initiative, Sustainable Initiative is from the CEO. Practically speaking, how do the suggestions from these green teams move up? How they reviewed and adopted, possibly?
Well, what I do is I actually manage the green teams in a way where we have quarterly meetings. We have we use internal social media for our communications. So people can blog, people can write comments, share best practices across regions, because as you can imagine, what one country or one city may be doing is not the same as the other. So we're able to share best practices. And so by doing that, I'm sort of the central collection point, and then I'm able to filter up and filter down. So when they have ideas, I can filter them up, or carry them up, I should say, more than filter. But also when sometimes the teams can get distracted, help remind them what our corporate goals are, and then make sure they're focused on that.
Leilani Latimer, Director of Sustainability Initiatives at Sabre Holdings. Thank you, Leilani.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.